Welcome to another episode of Watch Once Over. My name is Big E. Today we're going to be looking at this Marathon MSAR, and this is a search and rescue watch. And these watches are ISO rated, and these are watches that that a lot of governments around the world contract Marathon to make these watches for them. This particular one doesn't have the government insignia on the dial, and this is the Arctic edition. But if you look closely on the dial, it has a nuclear system, a nuclear symbol, and that's because it's using tritium tubes for Lume, which are actually radioactive, but not radioactive enough to cause any harm to humans, just enough to light up the indices. Now, you do get Marathon signature Lume on the pip on the bezel, but that's the only Lume that you get that isn't going to be tritium. This is going to be more like a superluminova type Lume. Now, this watch is an actual search and rescue watch. This is the medium one, and you can pick this up at azfindtime.com. And here's the number. These watches are in stock, and they run just about $900. Now, this watch is a 36 mil, but it still has a lot of wrist presence because it is still pretty thick. And I'll show you the dimensions on here real quick. 36 mil across, about 14 millimeters thick. And then the lug to lug, or the wingspan, is going to be about a 40. What's that? About a 43. So this watch will be able to fit anybody, probably down to a wrist of about a 5-inch wrist, all the way up to about an 8.5, 9-inch wrist, depending on how you like your watches. Now, the strap does have holes in it, but they're half drilled holes, so you'll still get a clean look on the strap. But on the other side, you do have holes, but they're not punched through yet. They're just punched through about 80%. So once you find out what size you wear, you put it through like this. You find out what size you wear, and then you punch the hole in the strap. But of course, I'm not going to do that because I'm just borrowing this watch. But that's how you size the watch, and you'll get a good fit on this watch. And just to show you that it's not that small, and the 36, remember, was always the traditional size of a man's watch, all the way up until the I want to say the 80s. They started getting a little bigger in the 80s. But I'm wearing my mid-size watch, ironically, and this is my Fortis chronograph, and the Fortis is actually smaller. This is the 35, and my wrist is 7.25 inches, and the Marathon is actually bigger at 36. Now, the reason why the Fortis may look bigger is because it doesn't have a bezel. It's just all dial, so you just get an optical illusion that it's a lot bigger than it is. But I'll take this off and put the Marathon on. Show you what it looks like. I can only hold it down. I can't put it on really because I don't want to punch holes in the band. But that's what it looks like on my 7.25 inch wrist. It looks great still, nice and light. And it does have a pretty tall case, but this is going to be something that you'd wear to work if you're a fireman, a police officer, or if you are on an actual special ops team in the military. This Arctic White Marathon might just be up your alley. Now, you get a bezel on here that is 120 click, really tactile bezel. Everything lines up. You have a really deep rehaut on here that's all luminized. and an Arctic white dial. And then on the Lume, these tritium tubes, I'm going to do a Lume shot right now, and you'll see I'm going to need the help of the black light when I do that. So I'll cut the lights off. Then I'll use my black light. And that's what you'll get at night. That's what the tritium will look like when your eyes adjust. The tritium is excited by the light, and that's why it glows so much under the light, but it looks like it's not glowing really bright on camera. But trust me, once your eyes adjust at night, there's not going to be any sort of Lume that glows as steady and as long as this. I'll give you a Lume shot next to my Fortis. And you can see the tritium glowing there. I'll go full dark. You can still see the tritium. And the tritium will really come alive once your eyes adjust. The camera just can't pick it up just because of the nature of the Lume. But that's okay. It's still a great watch that you can pick up at azfinetime.com. It's going to have all the government markings on the back. And this is a Sellita SW200 screw down back, screw down crown that's heavily narrowed, 120 click bezel, sapphire crystal, and it's just a great watch if you're looking for a mid-size case. I think these watches are great because once you get a mid-size case and you like it, and it also has holes in it for quick strap changes, but once you like this size case, it's hard to go away from it because the watches are so naturally light. Now, on this Arctic white dial, you also get a date down there at 4:30. As you can see that. But that's the watch once over for today. You can pick this up at azfinetime.com. It's the Marathon MSAR automatic. My name is Big E. I'll talk to you guys on the next one. God bless and have a good day.